I'm not in the desert anymore. That's a tree. That's a pine tree. And I am in Central Oregon, out on the Cascade Lakes Highway. And they call it the Cascade Lakes Highway because it's in the Cascade Mountain Range, and there's about 100 lakes out here. Most of them you have to hike to get to. You can't drive to all of them, but there's a whole bunch you can drive to. And I'm actually at one right now that you can drive to. But before I tell you where I'm at, I'm gonna go ahead and God, it's really pretty here. I'm gonna go ahead and catch up on comments. So what's up, Heath and Bobby? Hey, what's up, Ketone? Hey, what's up, Dave? How's everyone doing today? So I'm actually sitting here. Hang on, let me put the camera back down. I'm actually sitting here with my breakfast. And my coffee. I just made a pot of coffee at high noon. It's actually my second coffee of the day. But I just found this camp spot. And I didn't really find it. Like, I've known about this camp spot. You know, I grew up out here, so I know all like the most awesome spots. And I'm actually parked. Like, I'm on the water, like right on the lake. So, kind of tucked into the woods. I'll show you guys before the end of the live stream. But for now, yeah, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Where are you guys at? Where are you at right now, Dave? Zag is doing much better. Thanks for asking. That was quite the scare, actually. I don't know what was going on. I'm still not 100%, and neither are the doctors. But she, you know, her belly, when I push on her belly, she would yelp really bad. And when I touched her lower back, she would yelp really loud. So I don't know if she just twisted wrong and hurt herself, or if she was bloated or something. Because I guess the stomach can be residual pain from the back, or, you know, whatever. Anyways, she's doing much better now. She's actually just she's just roaming right around here. I just saw her. There she is. She's doing much better. She's roaming around, tail wagging as usual. Here, I'll show you. There she is. Huh, good girl. Yes, you are. Back to her normal self. Oop. Back to her normal self. You guys want to see where we are? Oh, you're on your property, Dave? Yeah, dude, she's doing much better. You know how she is, you know, roaming around and tail wagging and happy. She was not like that those few days. She was just laying around and in pain, hiding in certain spots. But let me show you guys where we are. This is one of the lakes out at Cascade Lakes, right outside of Bend, Oregon. I'm like 20 minutes from town. Been here for a minute, and I'm soon going to have to go back in town to get more supplies, more propane, more food, water. Actually, I'm running a little low on water, and I'll need gasoline to get back out here too. So I'm kind of at the, you know, I'm almost at that point where I'm about to get paid by YouTube, and then you know, if I can hold out until then I'll be just fine. Zag is just a little mountain goat, by the way. If you knew her around rocks and stuff, she just hops all over them. She just wants to explore. So the lake also stretches around this way too. And there's a giant meadow over there as well. Also, fun fact, this mountain over here that you can see, you can kind of tell it's smoky. We're having a lot of forest fires out here in the Pacific Northwest, as is par for the course for the Pacific Northwest in the last 10 years. So you can kind of see it's hazy. It's much, much smokier inside of Bend right now. But that mountain right there, that is Mount Bachelor. It's also a ski resort. And that was my first, well, like my second job I've ever had in my entire life. I worked there when I was about 15, 14. Worked in the rental section. And yeah, there it is. Home sweet home. This is where I grew up. I've hunted these woods. I've hiked these woods. I've camped these woods, from one inch to the other, all over them. And it is good to be home. It really is. It's been honestly a couple of years since I've been out here. And yeah, I really missed it. My cup was not running over in the desert. Don't get me wrong, I love the desert. I really do. It's a great time. It's beautiful there. There's plenty of beauty. But, after 6 months in the desert, I end up missing the forest. After, 6 months in the woods, I end up missing the desert. And I spent 2.5 years out in the desert. I didn't come back up here for the last 2.5 years. So it is really good to be home. I've seen some friends. I mean, I'm seeing people. I'm also trying to avoid some people, but I've been hanging out with some friends out here in Central Oregon. Pretty much the only people in the world who still call me Jimmy. So that's been interesting to hear my actual name, my real name. But, it is what it is. I was trying to find a good spot to put my camera where you guys could see the lake. There's really not much out here tall enough for you guys to see. Let's see here. You are my home in the great Northwest too. I'm so glad she's feeling better. I'm so glad she's feeling better and you're out of Babylon. Thanks, dude. I had to cough my way through that. Just dread. Yeah, dude, I appreciate it. It is good to be out of Babylon. Back out in the woods. There's just something magical about the forest and the mountains. This isn't a great view where I'm at of what I can actually see, but I'm surrounded by the Cascade Mountain Range right now. Hey, what's up, Chopper? Sue, it's beautiful there. The meadow over there is pretty cool. Meadow looks like a lake bottom. It probably, a big portion of that meadow probably is. And we've been in a drought in Central Oregon for so long that the lakes actually aren't as full as they usually are. That meadow is usually there, but it's usually not as big as it is right now. There's a lot more of the meadow exposed than usual. Slab getting a year's rain in 3 days, hurricane on its way. That's very true. Actually, I was seeing that in the news. It looks like it's going to go right up the length of California. And, everyone in Slabs is prepared for the rain. It's not the first time they've been hit by hurricanes over there. But it does get, very complicated. It's pretty much like you're not going to be able to leave town because a lot of times the little creek between the hot springs and the lower canal floods, and that's the entrance to Slabs. It floods, puts boulders and rocks and shit in the road, and they got to clear it out. All the washes fill up with water. They become, the flash floods happen, but most of the water out there stays in the washes, so it's already being directed. And if anyone in the last couple of years has made a camp in the wash, well, they're gonna lose it. So yeah, they're about to get slammed, dude. Hey, what's up, Miku? How are you? How you guys doing today? Zag's running after something. She sees something. A bird, squirrel. She's just on one, man. She loves it out here too. Really is a magical place. For me, I think it's the mountain. Can you see it behind me? Is it too hazy? I might have to use the other camera. It's a better camera. My back camera, not my front camera. There it is. So look at that. Went west to beat the heat, lost alternator and van down until Monday for repairs. Where are you at, dude? Where you broke down at? I would love to be doing some fishing out here too, but believe it or not, I don't even have money for bait. I guess I could try to use another kind of bait, but it's like $5 to $10 for bait at Walmart. And Yeah, I've got to save every dime I have until payday right now, because driving up here costs me a lot of money, to be honest with you. Hey, what's up, Critter? How you doing? And there's my Zag girl, just absolutely loving the forest. Don't you, girl? You love the woods. You love the woods. Look at that. There's Van again. There's my camp spot. Awning out. Tucked into the woods. Beautiful lake view. Right there. Hey, what's up, Tammy? How are you? And I know I got a lot of lurkers in here. Come say hi. Come say what's up. Don't be afraid. We got nice folks in here. Yeah, like, so I'm in my backyard, basically. This is the area I grew up in. Good old Central Oregon right here. Dig your own bait. Look, oh yeah. Maybe find some worms or something. The way my fishing pole's rigged up right now, I'm fishing off the bottom, so I need bait that floats. And I don't have a bobber to fish off the top. So it makes it a bit of a challenge. It is very, very peaceful here. Sure is. I mean, it's a bit hazy, a bit smoky. I was saying earlier, in Bend in Central Oregon, or I'm sorry, in Bend, it's about 1,000 feet lower. It's like a 15-minute drive down the mountain. And it's much smokier down there. Here, it's just a bit hazy, you know. I don't know if you can see the haze, but there's a lot of forest fires in Oregon right now. Oh, you were in Astoria, yeah. Chopper, you went, visited a friend in Oregon, and took you to the locations where they filmed the Goonies. Yeah, that's Astoria, Oregon. Right on the top left corner of the state. If Oregon's a square, I'm directly in the center of it. That's where I'm at. And this is just, dude, this is just a little slice of this area, honestly. Like, this is just a itty bitty little piece of Central Oregon. It would take me, I mean, I could do an entire YouTube channel just on this county alone, just showing you spot after spot after spot, like this or better. But you know, I don't want to stay in this area. The winters here are pretty cold. You know, it gets below freezing. Let's see where I can set this down at. Trying to find a good spot to, hey, there we go. Have it stationary. How's the lighting? It doesn't look great, does it? Doesn't look great. Oh well. You know, I have seen a lot of bumblebees and horseflies since I've been out here. And yeah, it's really quiet, it's peaceful. The road I'm staying on, it's just like man, I gotta like hunch over. Let's see what I can do about this. It's gotta be a better spot. Gotta be a better spot that won't hurt my back to live stream. Let's take a look here. Here we go. Is that better? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at this. Psh. You're not finding this in Southern California, man. You're just not. I'm just about, let's see, a day or two away from heading back down the mountain. I'll have to get some gas. I got like a quarter tank in the van. I was trying to make it last as long as I could. I need to get some propane. In fact, that little propane tank I have, it's like 2.5 gallons. It's a tiny little propane tank. It has lasted me 2 months cooking, making coffee every day, making dinner. 2 months. God, I just can't believe how efficient it is. But it's out. Now, well, it's getting very, very low. I don't know. The next meal I cook might not get finished. Um, so I gotta head down the mountain and get supplies and shit. If anyone wants to help me out with that, I think that I have a pinned comment. I was swimming in this little lagoon. All of a sudden, people came running telling me to get out because the orchids would kill you. Jesus. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. There are algae blooms in some of the lakes out here that can be pretty dangerous and toxic, especially for dogs. There is a lake out here called Devil's Lake, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's like a blue or green tint to the water or whatever. Anyways, it's basically a big algae bloom. Dogs die in it every year because people don't know and they let their dogs swim in it. So, yeah, it happens. Even though there's signs posted everywhere, dogs drink it, then they die. So there are spots like that out here. So, let's see. I haven't filled propane since you left Reno in June. That's dope. What is this? June, July, August. I think June. Yeah, same for me. That little 2.5 gallon tank, and I just can't believe it. It's pretty awesome. I'm like trying to get my footing. There's lava rocks everywhere. This is all like, these are all volcanoes out here too. What, Zach? What are you whimpering about, huh? You want down? Come on. Look at her. Look at her just feeling so much better. Love it. She just doesn't. She just can't wait to let me put her down and so she can run around. Huh, you famous little dog. Yeah, she's feeling much better, guys. Running fridge on solar. Dude, my fridge crapped out on me. And I came up here without a fridge. And turns out that it was fixable because a person down in Southern California was able to fix it that I left it with. And so he's holding on to it for me, but in the meantime, I don't have a fridge. And yeah, that's actually been quite a pain in the ass to not have a fridge in the van. I've got to go to the store more often. I can't carry food that needs to stay cold. Although it is kind of like hoodie weather out here. In the mornings and the evenings, I'm throwing a hoodie on. It's pretty cold. Orcas, not orchid. Oh, I see. Orcas, killer whales. They'll kill you. I liked Feed Me Seymour a lot better, personally. 22 people in here, 10 likes. Don't forget to smash that like button unless you don't like this view. Look at that. When I was growing up as a kid, my dad took me all through these woods my whole life. This is, this is my backyard. Anything you can think of recreationally is within an hour's drive of Central Oregon. In the winter, we have all the winter sports you can think of. In the summer, we have all the summer sports you can think of, except the beach. It's really the only thing we're missing. But I just spent a few months on the beach, and I'm about to be going back to spend a few more probably. And I don't know. I needed this for sure. I've been seeing some friends and family while I'm here. Some good experiences, some eye-opening experiences, but it's been interesting being home. The water level is very low, to be completely honest with you. Like I said earlier, that meadow over there is usually much smaller. There's a lot more beach here than there used to be. Are you off the highway of the lakes cut off? I'm on the Cascade Lakes Highway, otherwise known as Century Drive until it becomes the Cascade Lakes Highway. I'm about 25 minutes from Bend. just right outside of town, maybe even a little less. It might be like a 15-minute drive to get back down the mountain. Once I get back down there, I don't know if I'll have the gas to get back up here, unfortunately. I'm going to try to stick it out the next few days. Maybe I'll do another live stream tomorrow. You can see some people out there paddleboarding, can't you? Can you see that? Is it in the frame? What do you guys think? What do you guys think of good old Central Oregon, huh? You like it? Totally opposite of Slabs. Is the lake water drinkable? I could make it drinkable. The only thing that would make it a little difficult right now is we have a fire ban because of all the forest fires. It's very dry here, and making charcoal would probably be kind of difficult, but I could at least boil the water. I imagine it'd be safe to drink, but I don't think that's a risk I'm willing to take. You know, drinking questionable water, it's just no sense in it. And the water here in Central Oregon is some of the cleanest in the world. You can look that up. There's a ton of breweries in this area making beer, and they came here because the water is so pure. It's in the aquifers underground, being purified for 100,000 years in this lava rock. You know, this stuff is everywhere, and it's on the surface and goes deep down there. So they tap into that, they drill into it, and they get the water, and it's very minimal you know, cleaning process out here in Central Oregon. So if I was to go down there and get some water, you know, it's not that big of a deal for me to just use tap water in this area. It's very safe. But I could make this drinkable if I wanted to. You know, if I really had to do that. I think I'm going to the Rebel Burning Man in a few weeks. I'd filter water, any springs in the area. Yeah. Don't risk beaver fever. That's true, man. There ain't no reason to you know, it's just not responsible. You know, it's really not. If you guys are ever in a survival situation, or even just recreationally survivalist situation, which I've done, drinking water that you haven't cleaned is just the most irresponsible thing. Like, there's no sense in it. It's so easy to clean water. It's really, really easy to make water safe. If you can boil it, you're fine. You know, you're not going to clean a lot of the particulates out of it, but you're going to boil off they'll be dead, any of the bugs or anything. How is the Oregon weed? Man, it's cheap. It's very cheap. In fact, I got a pack of joints. There was 14 joints in it, okay? And I think I paid $20 for it. Each joint was 0.75 grams. So, I don't know, do the math. I didn't do the math. It was really cheap, and there was 2 flavors of joints in it, and it was so delicious. Like, you guys know, those who have been following me for a long time know that I really like that citrusy, orangey, tangerine weed, and that's exactly what this is. In fact, I'm out of the joints. Actually, no, I might not be. I think I have one more left. I'm gonna go grab it right now and smoke it with you. It's just so citrusy, dude. I'm gonna show you guys my camp spot. That's where the joint is right now, so Zag's kind of slowing me down. Okay, there we go. Now she knows. I gotta walk carefully, guys, because I'm actually in flip-flops, and there's just lava rocks everywhere, which I've been doing it out here my whole life, like flip-flops, and it's not exactly smart. You know, I have dinged my toe or my foot and scratched myself, or, you know, ended up breaking a toenail or something as I was walking, but I don't know, man. I don't like my feet being all constrained when I'm out here. I'll throw my flip-flops off sometimes and walk barefoot. Oh, and if you don't like stacked rocks, man, these fire pits must really bug you. But here I am, guys. Home sweet home. I'll show you where I've been. Look at that. Found this camp spot, and here's my view. I'll tell you what, the one thing about this camp spot I'm kind of suffering with is my solar. You know, I'm not getting enough sunshine to keep my power afloat. It's been kind of difficult. In fact, that is one reason I am looking forward to heading back down the mountain. Maybe parking my van during the day in a spot that has more sunshine. But I don't have enough here to really keep my power afloat, which has been kind of annoying. It's just there's so many trees around and making shadows and stuff. Let me see here. Here we go. Yeah. Grill grab. There it is. Boom. This is Orange Head Rush is the name of it. It's the last one I have. I actually have been... Dude, there's so many cool vans that drive around here, by the way. Like, van life heaven up here, let me tell you. There's a van that just drove by that I'm like, whoa, that's cool. They got a lot of stickers on the outside. I like that. That's how you know they're mobile, they're travelers. They're not just living in a van and staying stationary, which is no problem with that. Like, I'm not shaming any of the van dwellers that are out there. I just like my culture, and my culture are the nomads, you know. Alpine Lakes okay to drink after processing. Rapid boil for 60 seconds. Yeah, that's it, Dave. And you don't just bring it to a boil and then turn it off. He's right. You have to let it rolling boil there for a little bit. Otherwise, you're only killing some of the stuff in there. So, by looking at it, you would think it's safe. Yeah, by looking at it, you'd think it's safe, but you can't see the stuff in it that makes it not safe, man. You don't want to risk that. Just because it's pretty doesn't mean it's good to drink. But yeah. Free Burning Man is back for good. Ticket sales are down this year. Free Burning Man, huh? Interesting. I know they were free during the pandemic. No, I don't, Dave. No, I don't. Didn't I tell you? Yeah, that was yanked for me in Slabs during the middle of the day. Someone hopped the fence and jacked it. I was in an island. I ran an island, came back, it was gone. So, nope, all I got solar. Carry a 100-watt panel, 50 foot of wire, just so you can park in the shade. Yeah, my panel is mounted to the top. I do have another panel I can do that with, but carrying another panel that bring it in and out of the van every time I need it with a bunch of wire to hook up, that just honestly, space is precious in a van, and I'm already suffering. I've got 3 big totes in the back stacked up with stuff that I carry around with me, so it's just not feasible to have a panel I'm pulling in and out all the time. Keeps fridge running on shady days. Yeah, man, my fridge doesn't work anymore. It crapped out on me, and I really, really, really wish I had another fridge. So if anybody wants to help, the links are in the comments. The top comment, I believe, they're also in the description of this video. It'd be much appreciated. And if you can't do that, that's cool. No worries. You can smash that like button. I got 30 of you in here, 14 likes. Let's see what we can do about that, guys. Wild animals drink from the lake and they poop in the water. Giardia is hell. Don't risk raw dogging lake water. Boil that shit. That's it. Don't raw dog lake water, man. Lake water is probably even more dangerous than like river water, you guys, because it's stagnant. It's not getting filtered as it goes through the lake or the river. But I wouldn't even test it with river water. Like, come on, like it's so easy to boil. I boil water right here every day, for coffee. So it's not a big deal to just boil water. It does, Dave. Yeah, that definitely sucks. But that would be really useful right now. Yeah, it's just been, dude, it's been a rough year. I gotta be honest with you. I have had a rough year. I said cooking something nice, I hope. Actually, I'm not cooking right now. I was just coming to the van to get this, the J. But I'll show you guys what I have been cooking on. Yo, I got cast iron. Actually, I have another cast iron too. But I need to season that one a bit better. I just finished using it. It, has a dry spot, so I got to season it a little bit better. But I've been cooking on cast iron for a little bit. I'll tell you what, man, it might be a bit higher maintenance, but I do dig it. It's super useful for van life. I don't have to do dishes all the time because you can just boil water and then wipe it out. It's the ultimate non-stick stuff. I mean, I'm gonna start swearing by that for sure. I'm parked right on a road, so there's the van, and then right behind the van, there's a road that goes, lengthwise across the, goes all the way around the lake, and then across the lake, there's a day use only area over there. I actually got a ticket for camping there once. Threw a tent up, parked up, posted up there. Everywhere else was full. Woke up to a ticket on the windshield. It was like 16 bucks. It wasn't a big deal. But there's a lot of vehicles that drive down this road all the time. Cool vans, locals coming out here to go fishing or hiking or whatever they're doing. But it's man, this place is just amazing. I've been loving it out here. It's got a couple of downfalls, like I was saying. I can't charge my solar. I'm just too wet, tucked away in the trees to get any sunshine. I don't have a fridge. A lot of the food I had to bring out here, canned food and non-perishable stuff. So that's been, kind of lame. I can't wait to go, get a good, some fresh food in me. Probably be going back down the mountain in the next couple of days. So let's sit down. I've got my chair up right here. I've been hanging out next to the water during the day, so I figured I'd hang out here with y'all. 17 likes, 35 people. Hey, what's up, everyone that hasn't said hi? You lurkers. What lake am I at? So I'm at the Cascade Lakes Highway outside of Bend. I'm right next to Mount Bachelor, which I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Yeah. I'm right next to Mount Bachelor, at Sparks Lake. Free burn. Oh, wait. Heisig Cook. No. Free burn, Renegade burn. Row third. You're doing free and third of burners doing free burn now. I have your fridge. We'll cross paths soon. Dude, yeah, that would be dope. Get your shit fixed first, man. Aren't you broke down? Morning, folks. It looks like you're back in the bush. Yeah, I'm out in the woods, you guys. Finally out in the woods. I've been talking about getting back out in the woods for a long time, haven't I? If you've been following my channel, you know I've been talking about getting out in the woods. And I'm finally out in the woods. And it's like, it's so hot everywhere else. I'm like in between putting a hoodie on and off all day long. As the sun gets put behind clouds, I'm like, oh, it's chilly. And then, oh, the sun comes out and oh, it's hot. And then when the sun goes down, I'm definitely in a hoodie. It's pretty chilly out here. It's like the perfect temperature to sleep outside. Cast iron for the win, and that Stanley French press is a game changer. I do love that French press, bro. I really do. And while I'm out here, I'm going to be filming that, 5 gadgets or whatever, that van life, that, because I've added some new gadgets to my van. So elk. Okay, may take a drive. Yeah, there's elk out here for sure. I've hunted elk out here. I've bow hunted elk out here. But they tend to keep their distance from me. I've got to kind of keep my eye out for deer, elk. Since Zag is a dog, and she's got that canine predator face, the animals out here will just stomp her to death if they see her. So, even if she's little and cute, they'll stomp her to stop her from growing up because they think she's a tiny little coyote or wolf or something. So, yeah, you gotta be careful about them deers. What's up, Zig and Zag? Beautiful view. Jeannie, how you doing? Yeah, it's very beautiful. Thanks again for asking about Zag the other day. That was really, really thoughtful of you. Must be a relief, all that time in the city. Oh man, I'm just recharging my batteries right now. I can't recharge the van's batteries because I'm parked in the shade all the time, not enough sun. But I'm recharging mine, dude. This is great. I've needed this. I'm gonna be going right back to the city, when I'm done with my visit here. So yeah, I've definitely needed this. Got to see friends and family, so that's been dope. Ooh, a squirrel's running past with a big old nut in its mouth, and Zag didn't see it. Yeah. She's looking that way, is running that way. The fire smoke's been really bad here. I'm not where you're at. I don't know where you're at, dude. Mr. Merkley. I'm just gonna say that. But I was in Bend, and it was pretty bad. The last few days, especially. Right as the sun was going down, smoke had rolling. I'm a little bit above most of the thick smoke here. It is still smoky, as you can see when I show you the mountain. It's kind of hazy. It should be much more clear than that. So it is still a little bit smoky up here from the forest fires that are There's actually a bunch in Oregon, you know. But it's better than down in town. So that place is gorgeous. Glad Zag's doing better. Loving the travels again. Hey, thanks, Lulu. I'm glad Zag's doing better too. That was a real scare. I don't like it with my little girls. You know, that was the first time like she's ever had to go. Oh, she saw the squirrel. Oh, is she gonna get it? No, it ran up a tree. And you can't climb a tree, can you? Good luck finding that. She's running around the tree now. Yeah, you can hear the squirrel running away and yelling at Zag. What? Sounds so cute when it's terrified. You guys see it? Do you see it? If you don't see it, it's because its camo's so good. Look at that. It's right there. Coming back down. Pistol hunt a rabbit or bush chicken. Yeah, dude, that might not be a bad idea. I would actually love to catch some fish out here, but I don't have any bait. I guess I could use some like canned chicken for bait, but I might try it, honestly. Who knows? Spent 5 nights in Newport during heat wave. I'm ready for the mountains next week. Van goes in Monday. Lifetime warranty on high output alternator. Oh, goes in Monday. Yeah. That's dope, dude. What's a bush chicken? We have been chickens, but I'm guessing it's not the same thing. What's a bush chicken? Taking a trip to Ocean View soon. Never been there, but so excited I am taking my dog too. She's never seen the ocean. Zag loves the ocean. She doesn't like swimming though. To me, a bush chicken is a chukar. A chupacabra? There are mountain cats here, yes, for sure, 100%. There is a 100% cougars out here. Not so many bobcats. There's cougars. There is very unlikely we'll have to worry about cougars, though. Like I said, I've spent my entire life out in this forest, hunting, fishing, and I've never seen one out in the forest. I have seen them in town. I saw one in Bend my whole life. I've seen one in town, but never out here. And I'm sure they've seen me. But man, their camo is good. They're usually high up in the trees, just watching you walk by. You don't see them most of the time. If you do see one, that's because they wanted you to. They have great camo, dude. Just like that squirrel. And every time there's a new sound, I'm like, oh, what is that? Is it an elk? Is it a deer? Or is it a bird? Sorry, Zag's whining because she didn't get that squirrel. Bottom fish with canned corn. I don't have any corn. I got chili. I got chicken, canned chicken, but thanks, Dave, but I don't know what that is either. If you get my ignorant Australian, you're not ignorant. Oh, don't say that. It's just slang. It's just slang. I could hunt a squirrel though. It would be a loud bang. My gun's it's a 22 Magnum, so it's not like a pew. It's like a boom. There's quite a few in the pine. Yeah, the big grays, the squirrels. I've definitely eaten a squirrel before. Descend on Bend, September 1st, off Paisley, Highway 31. They should just call it Descend on Paisley, because it's actually not in Bend. It's almost an hour and a half outside of Bend. And, you know, I've never been to Descend on Bend before. I think it's tough for me to pay to camp in my backyard. You know, like I know where there's so many amazing spots to camp for absolutely free. So to pay to camp in the high, you know, in the desert of Eastern Oregon, I don't know, man. Like there's already a ton of vans in town. I can meet the van community. I don't want to spend that much money to go to Descend on Bend. If somebody wanted to cover my expense to go to Descend on Bend and do a video, I would. But yeah, I just can't justify myself spending that money. Use a stick as a bobber. Oh, that's a good idea. Bro, that's actually a good idea. There's sticks out here. That's actually a really good idea, Dave. I'm never going to forget that. I'm never going to forget. I'll always remember that. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. That's such a good idea. At Grouse, where I grew up. Yeah, not too a lot of grouses out here. There's like rock chucks, maybe. I think the squirrels would probably be better eaten. Good to see your travels. Yeah, dude, thanks. Carry rabies. Yeah, dude, I carry rabies everywhere I go. I've had it twice, but I didn't want any more, so I just bit someone and gave it to them. Dude, this fly is loving me right now. There's this just giant horse flies out here. Not quite as big as the ones in Slabs, but there are big ass horse flies out here, and they've been I think they like the weed because it's like orangey smelling. Let me light this. I gotta set the camera down. Yeah, it's just tangy, orangey, tangerine-y. So good. This is my last one though. But the weed out here is really cheap. And I should be getting YouTube money like in a few days, I think. So Jeannie, yeah, the view. Look at this. This is just one little slice of Oregon, you guys. One little itty bitty little slice of it. I could drive 10 minutes down the road and give you just another amazing view. 5 minutes past that, another amazing view. 10 minutes in the other direction, I could show you guys river views that are very similar. I mean, this is, in the summertime, this is an amazing spot. I don't pay either. Tons of vans rolling in. Squirrels have rabies. Yeah. No, I mean, squirrels can have rabies. They don't all have rabies. You'll know if a squirrel has rabies before you even shoot it because the way that parasite makes them behave. Yikes. But I guess I'm allergic to weed. Rabies is killed when the meat is cooked to 160 degrees. Yeah, most of the things that you have to worry about in your food is cooked out of it when you fully cook your food. There are some things you have to worry about sometimes, but with wild food, you know, you just have to honestly cook the shit out of it. Don't eat it rare, not medium well. Cook the shit out of it. Otherwise, you're, you know, risking your own health. Just like water, man. Like, there's no sense in not purifying it. And with all these lava rocks around, there's a lot of fine rocks. If I had time, I could sift this out with a screen, which I have screen, and make myself a filter. You know, there is some charcoal over here in an old campfire I could probably dig out and use to make a filter, and then boil it. You know, like, so all the particulates are out of it, everything, but I just honestly don't need to. You know, there's plenty of water. It's America. There's plenty of water to find out there. It's really cheap. Bless you, damn. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. This view right here, like, I just like this little walkway. Look at that. Isn't that great? All the way down to the water, and then boom, the mountain just looming over you in the haze. That's what I need right there, guys. They have a tent. I need a tent, believe it or not. I know I have a van, but I do need a tent, just so I could save my spot. Like, if I leave, my van leaves, my whole camp spot leaves. I gotta pack everything up. Can't leave anything behind. If I had a tent, it would basically be a little saver spot for my camp spot. I could put stuff in it that's taking up room in the van while I'm camping. And anyways, I'm trying to find a spot to put this Anyways, yeah, if I had a tent, I mean, I'm gonna collect all these things as I go. They didn't build today, but man, I've got a lot on my needs list right now. Tent, 12-volt cooler, propane. Oh, I got a donation. Let me take a look. Damn, Stacy, thank you so much. That's actually gonna be a huge help, Stacy, with the awesome donation. Jeannie too. Whoa, check that out. You guys are amazing. Thank you both so much. I honestly just I can't find anything like this in the Southwest. You know, you don't. This is just, I know it's one thing to see it through the screen, but it's definitely different to be out here, you guys. Carry a tent and an inflatable kayak. Also shower tent, rarely used. That's cool. That's cool. You carry a tent, an inflatable kayak, and a shower tent. I would love, honestly, I've thought about a kayak a few times or some sort of flotation thing. Inflatable kayak's cool. I just concerned about the space. I have thought about throwing a kayak on the roof, but I'm not sure the logistics of that with the solar up there, and maybe I can get one of those tow hitches that holds a kayak. That might be the only solution I could think of. But some sort of kayak would be cool. I used to own a kayak, and I would fish with it. What do you think, Pop? Inflatable paddleboard. I would probably go for the kayak first, Dave, just to be able to fish. You know, like I just think it'd be easier to fish off a kayak than a paddleboard. Not that you couldn't fish off a paddleboard, but a paddleboard might be smarter with the size of storing it. You know, I think it'd probably take up less space when it's being stored. Tried hard shell, didn't work. Well, I've had a hard shell kayak, an angling kayak. I really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. If I could figure out a way to mount it to my tow hitch, that would be probably a reasonable solution. But to be honest with you, to spend that much on a kayak and then the hitch and all that, I got better things I could spend $300 or $400 on right now. And I can fish from the shore like a poor man should. If I had that money right now, I would buy a fridge. I would buy a better fridge. Right now, I don't even have one, so that's actually been my biggest creature comfort I'm really missing is my fridge right now. I've got the solar. I got solar for days right now, and I'm not getting enough sunshine to power my fridge, even if I had it, but I would have parked in a different spot by now if I had to worry about powering my fridge. So, a pack raft. Kayak so Zag don't fall in. Dude, Zag hates the water. She will, I'm not even gonna force her onto the kayak anymore. I used to, you know, she's floated the river with me, been on boats, been on kayaks, been with me while I'm fishing. She fucking hates it. So I would have to just park somewhere that's safe for her and let her hang out in the van, which she's just fine in the van, you know, and it's not hot enough out here to be concerned. But I don't think I'm just going to force a boat on her anymore. She's not have a good time anymore. She just doesn't like swimming, you guys. Let's see here. Oh, sweet Zag, I bet she loves this. She really does. Yeah, she loves it out here. But to be fair, she loves pretty much everywhere I take her. The desert, the forest. She's so low maintenance. I have a Zodiac to a couple of them. 9.5 and 14 foot. A Zodiac. Oh, is that the brand? Yeah, you gotta have a way to store some perishables. Canned food gets old and usually hella sodium overloaded. Yes, dude, the sodium is actually really bad for my heart. Exactly, yeah, not good for a bad heart thing. And that's what I'm on right now. You're right, there's a lot of sodium in it. And not a lot of options, not a lot of low sodium options for canned food. But, you know, I'm fucking poor. You know, poor people don't get to eat right. So it is what it is. But I don't, like if I'm making ramen, I don't use the ramen packets. Like I have a bunch of spices, and so I make my own seasonings and spices. And most of my seasonings are low sodium, so I do try to cut that stuff out. But even just like, canned chicken or whatever, you're right, it is high sodium. The lighter, yeah, I've actually told friends about this. Like, she thought carving her name in the lighter was gonna save her from, like, oh, now you know who you stole it from. Yeah, I still got it. Glad you're here to see it. Right now, I'm just picturing you laughing at me. Yeah, I was just agreeing fridge is probably the best priority. Yeah, no, the fridge is definitely a high priority of mine. I'm getting my YouTube money in a couple of days. What I could do is spend all of it on a fridge, the whole thing on a fridge. Boom, done. Um, which I don't want to do. I've got to use that to survive the rest of the month. So, um, yeah, like hoping maybe I can get one on payday when it comes around. Zodiac has a motor used on the ocean for port for ding. Used on the ocean in port for ding. That's cool. A little. Oh yeah, I honestly don't know much about boats. Um, it would be smart, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna spend every penny I have on a fridge and then not have food for the rest of the month, so or gas to get around, or propane to cook on. But yeah, when I get paid, for sure, yeah, 100%, I'm getting a fridge. I have a mailbox here that I can use. Um, miscellaneous mischief filmmaker, mischief maker. Oh gee, I always thought that's filmmaker. Whatever. Looking through my own eyes. Anyways, he had a 12-volt fridge for me, so if we cross paths before now and payday, I'll be able to grab it. But if not, I'll probably scoop one up around payday, have it mailed out to me. Thankfully, I have an address here I can use. Hold out till Tuesday. I mean, Tuesdays before payday. I get paid on the 1st. So, not much to hold out on. You were asking about spots to post up in Redmond. Out here is where I would recommend. Redmond has very limited camp spots. And it's like high desert, camp spots. It's not like this. So, this is a good area. And I've been spending some time hanging out with some friends of mine that I knew before I started traveling. Great folks. They're going to be probably coming up here tomorrow and fly the drone around. Anyways, they're like the only people left in the world who still call me Jimmy. And it's been pretty strange hearing my government name from people again. So thankfully, I haven't ran into anyone else I know. I take that back. I did run into one dude that I used to know before I joined the Army. I was probably 20 years old, 22, something like that. Anyways, he's still working at the exact same gas station he used to work at the last time I was here. And the time before that, I think he's been working there for like 15 years, which is not even actually a gas station. It's just like a corner shop that sells everything a gas station has, but they don't have gas. Man, that was really eye-opening to see him there and to know that after all this time, like 20 years, 10, I mean, he's been there. He must be there for like 15 years. It must have been 10, 15 years. Anyways, doing the exact same thing. The exact same thing we were doing before, he was doing before. And that's just, I don't know, man. That's weird for me to see. And since the last time I saw him at that same gas station, and the time before that, it's interesting to see how much I've changed over the years and my life has changed versus somebody else I used to know. I don't know. I'm glad that I've been doing all the traveling I have, instead of just being in this town, freezing every winter and enjoying the 3 months of summer that they have. No spots on the Deschutes you know of. I know of some spots that are near the Deschutes, but to be honest with you, the Deschutes River, most of the camping there is, you're very limited. They don't want you camping near the river, so you have to camp a little bit of ways away from the river. But I do know of some spots. I haven't been out there this visit, so I don't know how they are. I don't know if they've been maintained or if they're You know, if there's no camping there anymore, or what they've rules changed. If they've sometimes they'll put big boulders in the spots of popular camp areas they don't want people camping in. So I haven't really scoped it out, but it is a good spot to go fishing too, right there on the Deschutes. Um, but no, I don't know of any great spots like right on the Deschutes, unless you're paying for camping. If you want to pay for camping, you could post up right on the Deschutes. There is campgrounds. Poor pockets. Poor pockets, but a rich heart and gratitude for life. I'd take that any day. Money doesn't equal happy soul, trust me. It sure does not. It doesn't equal a happy soul. Whoa, there's a bee. Okay, okay, you can just have it. You can sit there. My bad, bro. Oh, it's after my coffee. Alright. This sucks. Go away. Shoo don't bother me. So for those of you who don't know, I am so terrified of bees. I am absolutely terrified of bees. I'm so scared of them. It's a real irrational fear. I know they're not that harmful. I'm not allergic to bees. If it stings me, it'll just kind of hurt and be annoying. But, some people it's spiders, some people it's snakes. For me, it's bees. Fuck no. I run away from them. Dude, that guy's cough just sounds right next to me. I bet everyone can hear me out here. Traveling is amazing, puts a smile on my face. Yeah, I've been rafting it since '89. Looks like some of the smoke is starting to clear up. You can see the mountain a little bit better up there. You can't really make out that you should be able to see the trees on it. It's a ski resort, so you should be able to see the runs, mountain runs. But it's kind of smoky because of the fires. Oh, I found him. Yeah. He's standing on his RV. Rarely pay to camp. Search many roads to find rivers to camp next to. Yeah, rivers, lakes. I prefer that as well. I prefer free camping. It's a forest. You shouldn't have to pay to park in it. It's ridiculous. But sometimes camp spots offer some cool stuff. If there's water access there, if I can fill my water up and stuff, that's pretty cool. Dude, snakes are a no-go. Bees, I light sage and walk away. Yeah, I don't have the bravery to light sage and then put it back next to them. I just walk away. I skip that step. It takes too long. When I was little, my sister lifted the lid of a beehive in the middle of the forest. That sucks. Yeah, dude, that's like my worst nightmare. Is to get swarmed by bees. Like, no, dude, no fucking way. Like that or being lit on fire are like the two worst ways to go. Hmm. Oh, is it back? Or is that a fly? See, now I think every buzz is a bee. In any case, I think it was just a fly. Apparently, these things are good for arthritic pain. My mom, who had arthritis, would beg to differ. I think I've heard theories about it treating some stuff. Do find it strange how one can be a disabled vet yet still not qualify for a Social Security disability. It's because I'm only 50% disabled. The VA has you know, long time ago, said that I was only 50% disabled, and that's the rating that I've been stuck at ever since. I do want to get that reevaluated and get it raised. It just means I gotta stay somewhere, for a long time during that process. The first I'd have to start getting treated for it. Then I'd have to, do the C and P eval, comp and pen eval, and in any case, it's a process. So I just haven't done it because I've been traveling, and the thought of staying somewhere for that long is just not appealing to me very much. But lately it has been. Oh, there's a fly. Okay, there's a fly. I thought it was a bee. Anyways, if I was to get 100%, then I could walk over and get SSDI. And I do know a lot of veterans that get both. But yeah, I'm not eligible for it. So Social Security thinks you can still work Catch 22. Yeah, so does the VA. I'm only 50% disabled, which means I can still work. So that's why I'm saying I need to get that reevaluated and get it raised. So, yeah. Just want to be buzzed by a joint, not a bee. Ain't that the truth? This is the only buzz I want. How about hornets? They're pretty gnarly. Yeah, they're all bees. Bumblebees, regular honeybees, hornets, wasps, all of them. Even those ants, those bull ants that don't have wings, but they crawl around, they'll sting the shit out of you. Those are bees. They're all terrifying. They're yellow and black. There's those flies. There's those flies that look like bees, and they scare the shit out of me too. And even if once I realize it's just a fly and it's harmless, it looks like a bee. Hard pass. I'm good. I don't want that. No thanks. Hey Deborah, how is our little girl? Well, I'll show you. She's chilling. She's feeling much, much better. Back to her regular self. She was not feeling great there for a little bit. A tarantula hawk wasp. Nope. Nope, nope. Hard pass. Horseflies don't bother me. They're annoying because when they bite, they really do bite. Yeah, I got some medicine for her in case that pain of hers ever flares up. They think it might have been a lower back issue where maybe she twisted wrong or just pulled it back, pulled her like we do when we move wrong. She's getting older. Zag's 8 years old now. She's becoming an old dog, and I don't know, I don't like it that much, but it's okay. Guess that's just what's gonna happen. Jeannie says I got stung twice in the face on the motorcycle. Damn. Hornets. My dad did too. He actually had a bee stuck in between his helmet and his fucking head once, and it kept stinging him up there. And yeah, he couldn't take his helmet off because his head would swell, so he just had to ride with this bee sting on his head for the next 2 hours. She's working you for a doggy masseuse. Yeah, probably true. Zagatha Christie. Yep. Yeah, it's much cooler here. It was 100 degrees down in Bend the other day, and it was 80 degrees up here, and I'm only about 15, 20 minutes away. sorry. Sorry. There's a bumblebee. First bee was a yellow black one. That was a big old bumblebee. Ugh. Flew right up to me. Oh my god. Why is there so much nature in nature? I don't like it. Don't like all this nature. Can't we just hang out without the nature? How do I do a super chat thing? Anyone? I'm honestly not sure. But the super chats, just so you guys know, the super chats are awesome. I'm really thankful for them. It's great that you guys are willing to help out and support me. Makes my channel look better. Helps the YouTube algorithm. And then at the end of every month, I get the previous month's donations from YouTube. YouTube takes about 30% for themselves, which is fine. They're hosting the platform. But it's like once a month that I get that. And then there's also PayPal, Cashapp, Venmo. And when you donate through those, it's an immediate access. I have immediate access to that money. So I would be able to use it today instead of waiting until next month. But both are options. I gotta say, it is pretty handy to get the end of the month check, on the 21st, because usually that's about the time I'm starting to really run low on money. And then there's, it is also nice to have the donations immediately. So, it's kind of a catch-22 type thing. I'm going to go to my van right now. It's getting a little breezy out here and a bit chilly. And I want to sit down in the house. I get to leave that behind because this is my camp spot right now. I would like to get a tent, though, and I could throw a tent up out here. And when I drive into town, when I come back, I wouldn't have lost my camp spot. Good old Zags. Always my little shadow. But then again, if I lose a camp spot and I gotta go find a different one, that's fine. There's probably other awesome spots. And I wouldn't mind moving and finding a spot that have more sunshine on my panel. Because my panel has just not been doing great out here. There's just too many trees for me to get enough light to charge my batteries really effectively. So maybe the next spot I'll be more aware of that. I really didn't think about it, which I should have, but I didn't. And I'm parked here and I'm like, oh, it's great, and the trees, and right on the lake, and then eventually I realized oh, I'm not getting a charge from my panels because of all the shadows. So there might be an hour, during the day, which should be right about now, that the sun's getting just direct right onto my panel. But it's cloudy right now, so I'm not even getting it. In any case, that's okay. Maybe I will find, when I go back down the mountain tomorrow, next day, I'll find a spot when I come back up here. Because it's 20 degrees. I gotta drive 20 minutes, and it's 20 degrees cooler because we're driving up into the mountains. When I come back up here, I'll find a spot with more sunshine, charge up my solar batteries, but they are kind of low right now. Jeannie, don't say that about yourself. You're not a dumb arse. Lots of camps out in that area last year. It was overpacked. Most easy access lakes. Yeah, no, when I was growing up, it wasn't like that out here. You could come out here and park right here by yourself. Maybe see some people during the week, in and out. Just drove up for the day. And then the weekends might get a little bit busier, but it was pretty much you had the place to yourself during the week. Now, Bend has gotten so much bigger. There's campers and people driving in and out. It is busier up here than it used to be, but it's still beautiful. And it's hard for me to, the most beautiful spots these days are just going to have a ton of people. It's really hard to avoid that. Force you to say for mid-month hangovers. Yeah, I guess I don't really drink, though. I don't really get hungover I don't really drink. I drink maybe twice a year. I drink sometimes, but it's not very common. Hey, what's up, Darren? How you doing, man? Glad that you're here. Thanks. I think she suits Agatha Christie. Carry a generator, dude. I had one, but it was stolen from me. So, yeah, that sucks. Find a spot for 2 vans, drive over, fridge, and hang out for a few days. Yeah, dude. I gotta. dude. It'd be so easy to find a spot for 2 vans. There's like a couple of. I stayed at this other spot when I got here, Phil's Trailhead. Um, and it's just like where all the vans come and park. You know, some people are there temporary, some people are pretty dug in, and it looks like they just live there and work in Bend. But it was just too busy for me. I didn't come here to hang out with a bunch of van lifers. I just want to be out in the woods, maybe do some fishing, and I'm sure we can find a spot that's that there's room for both of us for sure. Phil's Trailhead is a lot closer to Bend. It's much closer to town, so um, it sacrifices. I gotta drive a little bit further to get up here and for a better spot. But there's like Cascade Lakes Highway goes on quite a ways, and there's tons of free camping out here. If you can't find free camping out here, then you got no business up here looking for free camping. Just go to the campground. Like I could straight up drive an hour on this road, the Cascade Lakes Highway, um, and there are like 100 lakes out here. You can look on the map on the Cascade Lakes Highway and zoom in. The more you zoom in, the more lakes that pop up. Most of them, however, most of them you have to hike to. Most of them are not accessible from your vehicle, but a lot of them are. And in most of those spots, there's free camping hovering right around that area. You could just go out into the woods too, just anywhere out in the woods and go down a dirt road. If you saw, wait, no, I wasn't. I've been filming, so I was thinking that I filmed the road that I was driving up here. I thought it was on live stream for a minute, but it's not. So the next video I post, you guys will see, Central Oregon. You'll see my stomping grounds. You'll see where I've been camping. I got a lot of filming to do though. Don't expect this video to come out quickly because there's a lot of driving around to do to show you Central Oregon, to show you my hometown. So bear with me. It might take me a week or two to get it all done, to just do the filming, and then to make the video might take me a little bit longer. So what's up, NorCal? How you doing, man? I was on it in June. Some aren't easy access to lake. That's true. Most of the spots that are free camping out here, you're not gonna have easy access to the lake. Even here, there's not room for 2 of us. Maybe there would be if with some fancy driving, I could get a little bit farther in, and then you could post up right here. Maybe I might even have more sunshine, but to be level, I'm not even level right now. So there's no other campers. I mean, there's another camper right down the road for me. There's a few pullouts along the way that I don't know if they're all full. This one was the first one I saw. Actually, the second one. There was another one that was open right over there. But we could just figure it out when you get here, dude. Yeah, no problem. We drive around and scope some spots out. I do know of another spot that's not on the lake, but it's a really pretty spot. I haven't been there yet. It might have been, shut down. I'm gonna check it out on the way back down the hill. Does anyone have any fun ideas for out of the way spots in Ocean View, Oregon, avoiding the tourist traps and the aquatic life rock hounding? It's really gonna be difficult to avoid tourist traps and tourist areas on the Oregon coast because pretty much the whole Oregon coast is tourist areas. Unfortunately, I don't know the Oregon coast as well as the rest of Oregon, to be honest with you. So maybe somebody else in the comments could ask, or maybe watch the comments after I post this. There might be some, but straight up, like, there are a couple apps I use to find camp spots for free. There is a few places that I check out, and I've been doing this a long time, 10 years now. So there's so many different apps that you can use to find free camping. And it's kind of hard to figure out which one's good, which one's bad, which one's useful, which one's not. And the 2 solid ones that I use, the 2 ones that there's just 2 of them that I go back to. I've checked out the other ones. There you are. I've checked out. There's some cars going by. I didn't want her to be out in the road. There's the two ones that I use that are real solid are iOverlander. It's an app that you can install onto your phone, and it's essentially user generated locations that you could basically make a review on the different free camp spots that you find, and it uploads it. And with enough users, it's made a pretty good map. And the website or the app is actually still being supported by the creators, which means they're still getting updates, they're still improving it, which is why I like it. And then there's a website I go to called freecampsites.net. And it's also the same thing. It's actually the first one that we had. It's the very first one. It's the one I used to use back in the day before all the other apps. And it's a website though, instead of an app. So that for some can be a downfall. And then it's also user generated locations for you to find free camp spots. You can filter it out like free camp spots with bathrooms, free camp spots with lake access, free camp spots with cell phone signal, which is why I like it, because you can search and it specifically will tell you how the signal is in these areas. But that website is no longer being supported by the creator. Years ago, he was just like, hey, I'm done. I'm not going to keep supporting this. If you guys want to keep using it, that's fine. And it's still being used. The people who, it's kind of the diehard group is still using it, still updating the locations, letting you know if this location's closed. Like, hey, I got a knock when I stayed at this location. They're not letting you camp here anymore. So both of those, iOverlander, freecampsites.net, those are the two I use. There's other ones. There's Dirt. There's RV Parky. There's let me help me out for anyone else that knows. But there's a whole bunch of apps that you can use to find free camp spots in the areas. Some of them are better for some areas, and like iOverlander, I think, is really good for more city stuff, and it's good for the woods. But there were spots that I found in the city on iOverlander that I did not find on free campsites. I think more people are starting to drift towards the app instead of the website, but there's still great spots on free campsites that you can find. I have found amazing spots throughout the country using that website. Florence is very van friendly. Most frees inland to east 30 minutes. Nice. Yeah, Florence isn't bad. I like Florence. I don't know. It seems like to me, the farther there's been a lot of like small town drug use in the Oregon coast areas, and I'm not here to judge them. They can do what they want. If there's drug use everywhere, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, it's all on the Oregon coast, but it does seem to me it's more in your face. There's a lot more homelessness on the Oregon coast. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, it is absolutely beautiful. I like the mountains, and there's not a lot of them on the way the Oregon coast. Don't get me wrong, I like the Oregon coast. It's pretty. It's not coast, it's beach. Or it's not beach, it's coast. Sorry. Like California has beaches, Oregon's got coast. It's rocks. It's pretty. But there's just so much more to see in Oregon too than the coast. It's just like the sliver. And Oregon's a really, really big state. Hey, what's up, Matt? Welcome to the live stream, man. For those of you guys, I don't know how many of you guys just got here. I'm gonna show you where I'm posted up at. Next impossible to get a pay site, July through September, all reserved up. You're talking about the Oregon coast? Yeah, it's really, really busy out there. I'd say much, much busier than where I'm at out here in Central Oregon. Most people either go up the coast or they go up I-5, and they just ignore the Highway 97 in Central Oregon, which is, I think, personally, one of the more beautiful places in the state. Hey, what's up, Cote? How you doing? What up? How is Zag? She's doing much better. Actually, she's doing much, much better. Got some meds for her in case it ever flares up. We're thinking that she just had a lower back strain. Like, she just, threw her back out because she's fucking getting old. Like we would do. Throw our back out. But it seems to be, she seems to be feeling better. She just saw a bug jump in her face. It's a grasshopper, I think. Yeah, it sure is. Well, that thing's long gone. Caveman says Buddy can't have eggs because he's older now. Yeah, Buddy's always had I guess, a specific diet, too. But for sure, he is getting older. So as you can see, Zag's doing much better. Which is a relief. It was really scary. It really had me worried. But yeah, this is where I've been camping. And my van is parked over here, like tucked away in the forest. It's been a perfect spot, except for I'm not getting enough sunshine to charge my solar up. So I'm gonna be rolling back into town tomorrow or the next day. I'm pretty low on supplies. I need to get some propane. Basically what I'm waiting for is my propane to empty, and it's probably not gonna finish the next meal I try to cook. So we'll see what happens. As soon as that's empty, I'll run down the mountain and stock up on supplies again. Some water. I'm almost out of water as well. So it'll be a race between propane and water. And when I come back, I'll find a different spot. I'll find a different spot because I want a spot with more sunshine where I can charge up my solar. Hit 84 in Newport last week. It hit 100 in Bend just the other day. Yeah, Cote, it's beautiful out here. I wish I could bring you guys out here to where I'm from. It's really an amazing spot in the summer. As you can see, are there motors allowed on this lake? I don't believe that there is, but there are lakes with motors allowed we can go to. There are lakes that are no motors. There are lakes that allow trolling motors if you're disabled, which I am. Yeah, dude, there's plenty of options for sure. Yeah, I would love, Cote, we should plan a trip out here next summer or something. With Caveman and the dogs. There's little duckies. But like I said, I will be going. Hopefully, like really what I want. So the reason I picked this spot, wheelchair accessible, there's wheelchair accessible lakes here for sure. Not a problem out here. If you can get your vehicle in, yeah, for sure. There's wheelchair accessible lakes, rivers. A lot of the river walks, you just scoot your little chair on it, man. Even some of the trails alongside the rivers in Bend are accessible by wheelchair. How do I know this? Well, let me tell you a little story. It might take me a second to get through it, but when I was a kid, the first job I ever had, I worked for the Forest Service. The second job I ever had was right there on that mountain. But the first job I ever had, I worked for the Forest Service. It was like this youth thing that they were putting on. They paid us minimum wage basically to do Forest Service grunt work. one of the things we did is we would walk through the forest and I would tag trees for logging lines. And basically, you just get out on some dirt road in the middle of nowhere, and it's forest like this, and you walk off of the road, and you walk parallel to the road, just the same way as the road goes, but you're off of the road like 100 feet, and you just mark the trees along the line so the loggers know where not to cut. And that was my first job. One of the things we had to do, though, some of the grunt work we had to do, was to build trails. And we would demolish the old trail and build a new trail. Most of the trails that I helped build we were doing this to make them handicap accessible. So yes, it's very important to Central Oregon that even those of us who aren't as abled as the rest of us are able to get access to the forest, because it's so important, dude. It's so important. And there are going to be, limitations. There's going to be spots you can't go. We're not climbing no mountains or anything, but there are beautiful places that you could get to in your chair, that are just, you could get here, I'm sure. You might have a little trouble getting around where I'm at right now. I'm not sure how good your chair is, but you could get your van here and hop out. There's right over there where those tents are. You'd be able to go, drive right up to the water. There's a bunch of lakes out here, man. Like I said, 100 lakes, and about 20 of them you can drive to. And I would say most of them have wheelchair handicap accessible areas that you just be able to hang out and fish, or rock hound or whatever. Check out the water, the ducks. Those lakes, too many people. Yeah, I mean, there's the more services that are available, I guess, the easier it is to get to, the more people there will be, for sure. That's just everywhere, though. Lake wasn't that full last time I was there. I feel like the lake is kind of empty right now, honestly. My van will make it. It is a little low. My van has a propane tank mounted underneath, and it has like the step thing for you to step on, and it made it back here. It's a bit low. It's got more clearance than I expect, but it's still kind of low. Metal detecting out here would be a lot of fun. I bet there's a lot of lost items out here. There's beaches, along I bet you find a lot of fish hooks, to be honest with you, or like weights and bait and stuff, or not bait, but weights, fishing weights. Yeah, see, it's kind of chilly now. I'm putting the, let's see. I don't know why it filtered it, but Mischief says, Matolia says great wheelchair accessible, and it's beautiful at every camp spot. Yeah, I know where Metolius is. The head of the Metolius, Camp Sherman. I actually really, really love that area. It's one of my more favorite spots to camp. Fishing is limited, though, in that area, unless you go real far down to fly fishing only, and I don't have a fly fishing pole. And it's farther from Bend, and honestly, the police in that area are a little bit more active than out here in Bend, so it is an awesome spot, though. It's true. You need someone to dig for me, or for you. Yeah, dude, come on out. Let's do some digging. I'd be down. Maybe I'll come to you one of these days, but you're out on the East Coast, aren't you? Too much lead and bullets for detecting. Hey, that'd be fun to find too, though. Metal detecting, I mean, there's always lead that you find, and always weird shit that you find. It's not always just like, oh, I found gold. It's usually just, I found this can. This used to be a can of soup or something, or, you find a lot of like stuff that you really don't need. But it's like, I don't know, fishing. You get that one boom, and all of a sudden you found some rare coin or a ring or something cool. Plus, you're out in the woods, man. Even if you are finding lead and bullets, you're still out in the woods and enjoying nature. Went to the reservation in the first come, first served primitive sites. this year. It sucks now. I've never done a lot of camping at the reservation. There's a reservation, for those of you who don't know, just north of me, Warm Springs. There's other reservations through Oregon. I don't know which one you're talking about, but I don't do much camping up there. I don't know, just a little too far from the Chutes River runs through there, which I've fished up there, but there's even better fishing after the reservation. You can find some cool shit metal detecting. I gotta try mine out still. Wrong ecology for gold. Yeah, I mean, you maybe not finding gold up here, but you might actually. It's probably not great gold mining, but it's still Oregon. There's still a lot of gold to be found out here. Like the Oregon Trail was literally about gold. So it's really not that bad for gold mining, but there are better spots. I have friends whose husbands does it, and he found some cool coins and stuff. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I really do want to get a metal detector and just have something else to carry around in my van. But I just feel like it would be a lot of fun to pull out the metal detector and, oh, I found 20 pieces of garbage and this cool coin or whatever. Like, so what? It's fun. I'm out here enjoying it. Oh, out on Metolius, Camp Sherman. Wrong ecology for gold. Oh, it's reservations only now. Oh, dude, I know free camping out there. There's plenty of spots to camp for free. Right on the river or a lot of the creeks out there. It's just like I said, it's a long ass drive from Bend. I mean, it's like an hour and a half, I think, from Bend. But it is really beautiful in that area. That's actually, I would stop there on my way to Cougar Hot Springs back in the day and be kind of like my jumping off point. My dad got married out there in that area. I learned how to fly fish on that river. Actually, that area actually was where, if you've ever seen the movie A River Runs Through It, the setting for that movie was in Montana, but a lot of the scenes were filmed out there at Camp Sherman too, because it looks, I guess, so similar to Montana, to parts of Montana. So I got this bowl packed. Since I smoked my last joint, I got this bowl packed. I brought it to the van, and then I came back out here. Well, I might be going to the van. In any case, I got a bowl packed, and it's actually just roaches that I've broken up and put into the pipe. And I think my coffee's, I think it's cold now. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Come on, pup. Good girl. She's having so much fun being out here. Yeah, choices. I made the choice. Sometimes the hardest part is just getting up and starting. Yeah, she loves it. After that long in the city, Zag's just like, oh, thank God I get to roam around. Get to be out in the woods. Yes. We're all happy. My cup spilleth over. And like I said, I've been hanging out with some friends and family. It's been really good to see them. Hanging out with basically the only people in the world who still call me Jimmy. Which has been interesting. To hear my government name. Load up. Yeah, it's been weird. People haven't been called that in a long time, so yeah, hearing it again is like, oh yeah, that is who I am, is, whatever. Man, the weed out here is really, really cheap, you guys. There's a dispensary in town. I recently learned. I haven't been there yet. But they have $40 ounces at the dispensary. Obviously, it's going to be like not the best weed they've got, But the low quality weed in Oregon is still pretty decent, honestly. Um, I've the low quality weed in Colorado is pretty bad. Uh, Low quality weed in Oregon's still pretty decent, not great. This right here is like mid quality weed, and it came in this pack of joints, 12 joints, 6 with one strain, 6 with another. Sour, what was it called? Sour Rado. Anyway, some sort of sour, and then dirty orange apricot. Both of them very tangy, citrusy, tangerine weed. Oh, it's so good. And yeah, 12. And I got this for $20, dude. 12 joints for $20. And now I just found out that I can get an ounce for 40. I might do it. It'll probably last me a long time. My mom's the only one who still says my government name. It's weird. That's funny. Yeah, dude, you buy packs of joints. The future is now. You remember when we were younger and we were like, dude, and you're like seeing packs of cigarettes? And you're like, wouldn't it be cool if we could just buy packs of joints? The future is now, dude. The future is here. We're in it. We're in the future. And you can buy packs of joints. Some millennial thought this shit up. 7.5 grams. Or 7.2 grams. 7 grams. So that's cool. 7 grams. What is that? Half ounce for $20? In joints, pre-rolled. Amazing weed. Come on now. That's great. No blues bro joints. Yeah, dude. Okay, so for those of you who know Oregon, know that was it Jim Belushi ended up starting a cannabis company out here, and owns a bunch of farms in Central Oregon and sells a bunch of weed in Central Oregon. So yeah, called Blues Brothers Joints or Blues Brothers Cannabis Company or something. You're bringing a few home with you for sure. Yeah, you should, dude. Paying 36 and 50. It's not ran through trim machine, which I like hand trimmed. Yeah, I like hand trimmed too. Just the buds look better. The machines, which I've actually trimmed using machines before, they just big leaf it. They're really good for big leaf, but they suck for making the bud nice and tight. Oh, you subbed on 3 devices. Thanks, Chopper. That's awesome, dude. Who else is watching on more than one device? Yeah, a quarter ounce. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, 28 grams. I'm actually really good at math, but I just wasn't doing it. I was talking. But yeah, quarter ounce for $20. Quarter ounce for $20. And then I just found a spot that I can get a full ounce for $40. So, hey, what's up, Wanda? Coast prices aren't as good. Try non-commercial dispensary. Um, yeah, I know of a few dispensaries here that are pretty good. They have a good variety. One of my favorite ones though is kind of a commercialized one. They've got a few locations, but they give a really good veteran discount there, and they've got pretty decent prices for the amount of options that you have. You've got so many different strains. Pre-rolls, edibles, dabs, concentrates, all of that. Some of the smaller dispensaries will just be a little more limited on their inventory and selection. So, but they usually have better prices. Hey, what's up, Jeffro? Welcome to the live stream, you guys. I've been showing you guys the lake, and I will go back out there when I finish this bowl, and I'll show you guys where I'm at. For those of you just joining. Not much. Just watching for updates on the hurricane that will be hitting Slabs this weekend. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier in the live stream. We were talking about the Slabs about to get hit with like a year's worth of rain in a day. Gonna be bad for Slabs. Maybe. I mean, they're pretty well adjusted. Like the folks that have been there a long time. It's not their first rodeo going through some really heavy rains. Not their first rodeo going through flash floods. They're probably not going to be able to leave Slabs for a couple of days because the road gets washed out and there ends up being like big boulders and stuff in the road. They can't get in or out. So they gotta wait for the road to get taken care of. Um, and I know a lot of the slabbers are going into town getting supplies now because they don't know how long they'll be stuck in town. But they know the drill. It's not their first time, and I'm sure that they're gonna be just relieved at the fact that it's not the temperature there is going to be dropping. It already has been dropping. They've been suffering with over 115 degrees for so long, and now all of a sudden it's in the 90s, and they're just like, oh, this is great. So yeah, just stay out of the washes. Don't get into the washes. Anybody that it's been a while since the washes have been full down there, to be honest with you. So this will be, if anyone's been building in the washes, they're about to find out real quick that their camp's not going to make it. So, but the rest of the slabs is fine. The spots that are like higher and the high spots, but the dirt there just gets muddy. There's just mud everywhere, and eventually it evaporates out. Flash floods are no joke. To be honest with you, like most of the like when there is flash floods, it's just contained into the washes anyways. It's very unlikely that a new wash will develop coming from the mountains outside of Slabs, the Chocolate Mountains. So the washes will definitely fill up. But it'll be very unlikely it'll flood anywhere else. It just most of the flash floods stay within the washes, and then everything else is just muddy because the rain doesn't have anywhere to go. So it does kind of get stagnant there a little bit. Um, and like I said, people aren't going to be able to, they're probably going to wash out the road. People aren't going to be able to leave Slabs. Probably take them a couple of days to clear it out. The city or the county does clear it out though because the military uses that road so often that they keep the road pretty squared away. Oh, you're just right there. Dude, Zach does this. She I think Zach can go into the fifth dimension, you guys. And then when I whistle for her, I look around, she's not there. I turn back and then all of a sudden she's there. I swear to God, she's in the fifth dimension, comes in and out. And when I whistle for her, she's like, oh, I gotta go back to the third dimension. And here we are. And I find her just sitting there, look at me like, what? Been here the whole time. Washes bring the gold. We lost Patriot Bill. Yeah, I did know that. Yeah, we lost him what, a month ago, 2 months ago, something like that. Yeah, I think the heat took him. Stoner. Well, I swear to God, dude, Zag can go in and out of the fifth dimension. She's got that power. Like I will whistle for her. I'll look and she won't be there. I'll whistle for her, turn, and come back, and she's just poof in front of me, looking at me like, "What's up?" They evacuate people in Slabs like they do in Florida. No, they don't care that much about Slabs. I honestly don't think they would leave anyways. Um, it's and the hurricane Slabs is so far inland. The hurricane is lost a lot of its power by the time it gets there. It's going up Baja, California right now. So since it's made landfall already, it's losing a lot of its power. So by the time it gets Slabs, it'll just be a lot of rain and wind. It won't be like it is in Florida when hurricanes make landfall there. Yeah, they don't give a shit about Slabs. They're like, oh, hopefully it washes away. Slabs get zero support. They do get some support from the county. Like I said, the road going into Slabs does get taken care of. Fire department goes out there. Emergency services go out there. The cops go out there. So that's the support they give us. Beyond that, yeah, there's not a whole lot. Sometimes some people come out there and like give away clothes or food or whatever, but um, yeah, other than that, there's not a lot of support for like FEMA or whatever. How much support is the tent city in your town getting from from your county? Slabs is just a tent city that got so big no one stopped, and here we are. Well, go check it out, Wanda. It's still there. Go visit. And I got some dishes to do too. Oregon, my family's hometown, is Rogue River. That's cool. I know the Rogue River. I went years and years ago. I did Jerry's jet boats, and you go up the Rogue River. It was a lot of fun actually. But yeah, I know that area. Um, I worked on a weed farm out in Rogue River years ago too, like by Applegate area and stuff. Dude, this fly. And there's a little town out there called Selma that I really like. I actually have a friend that lives out there. I should go visit them on my way out. But I got a boogie on back down to California before not too long. Um, I'm not gonna get a whole lot of time up here in the forest in the woods before I gotta go back to the city, take care of my truck, um, and finally get that thing off of my hands. I let my dogs do my dishes; they're good at it. Yeah, I'm not gonna. This is just basically it's a coffee cup that's been sitting around for a minute, um, and it needs some boiling water in it, to clean it out. I'm not gonna let Zag clean that up. I do let Zag clean up some dishes though. Depends on what I make. There's some foods that I don't feed Zag. Garlic, onions, and stuff like that. I tried staying in my trailer during Irma. Cops came banging on my door, telling us to leave. I was pissed and went back right as it hit, and I was fine. Cops telling you to leave. Yeah, well, that's Florida for you, I guess. When you have four dogs, each one likes different food. Man, one dog is a lot of responsibility. Having two, it just seems like a bigger chore. I know nomads with three like full size dogs, and they live in a van or they live in a bus. And man, that's just so much. It's just so much. I don't think I could do it. I need toothpicks to stir the bowl with. What do I have? What do I have? Oh, I do have a little bit of hash that was gifted to me. Hmm. Just use a stick. I don't see any. Ew, it's all dirty. It's a dirty stick. It's got dirt on it. Entire state now on a fire ban, even the coastal campgrounds until next good rain. You know what? I expected that. Unfortunately, it seems to me that anytime I come up to the woods, it's always a fire ban. I have not had a campfire in the woods in years because they always throw a fire ban on. And I don't know, dude. Like, I only really have campfires down in the desert where forest fires aren't a problem. Um, Otherwise, I don't really get to have campfires all that often. And when you would think that's like a staple of camping out in the forest is having a campfire. But yeah, man, there's fire pits all over the place. I bet you in the wintertime you can camp or have fires all the time. But I'm not up here in the winter, so I'm always up here during fire season. So in my lifestyle, the only way for me to have a campfire really is in the winter down south in the desert. I'll tell you what, after traveling for an entire season, whoa. Stirring it did the trick. Um, Having no fires all summer long. By the time I get to the desert, I just really enjoy campfires. Turd don't hurt. This is essentially not basically finger hash, so pressed keef. Damn, there was some nature on my foot. There's some nature crawling up my foot. I don't even know what it was. I just kicked and it came off. Some bug. Ew, why is there so much nature out in nature? Alright, guys. You guys ready to see where I'm camped at? You guys want to see my stomping grounds? Where I grew up? This area, man. Like I said, I grew up here. When I was a kid, I fished all these lakes, hiked all these trails, even climbed a bunch of these mountains. Not all of them, but you know, hunted in these woods and swam in all the rivers, fished. And I don't know, it's weird being home because I go to Walmart and I'm like, God, I hope I don't run into anybody I know. But at the same time, it's really good being home because it's just so freaking beautiful here. And I know it so well, so I know where all the cool spots are. It doesn't take me, you know, a couple of months getting to know the area to find the best spots. It takes me no time at all. I just drive right to them. And this is one of them. Let me show you. For those who haven't seen it yet. And you can kind of see that it's hazy. It's because of all the forest fires. It's actually been much smokier than this, even. And this has actually kind of been clearing up. It seems like it's rolling back in, though. It was more clear this morning. It's more clear this morning than it is now. It's been getting more smoky. And for those of you just joining, that right there, that mountain that you can see through the trees, was one of the very first jobs I ever had. It was right there. And I worked at the rental section there. It's a ski resort. During the summer, you can actually still ride the lift up and check out the views from up top. Unfortunately, it's still pretty expensive to ride the lift up. There's also a restaurant halfway up the mountain that you can go eat at, get a drink. It's also open in the summer. You can ride mountain bikes down the trails, going down the trails of the mountain. Ride the lift up, and then ride your bike down. But yeah, this is like one of my. I think it's just one of the best camping areas close to Bend that I can get in and out of town pretty easily, but I'm far enough away that I'm not just overrun with all the crowds. There is another area I did post up at briefly, Phil's Trailhead. It's a very, very busy camping area. It's you know, it's so much closer to Bend, so you end up with a lot of van lifers there, a lot of RVs. Some of them temporary just for the night. Some of them are pretty well dug in, and you know, they seem like they're living there. And you know, no shame in it. I don't mind. It's just much busier than I really prefer. If that makes sense. But out here, I've got great cell phone coverage. Phil's Trailhead, where I was staying, did not have any. I'd have to drive into town to get any signal. I didn't really feel comfortable spreading out with all my stuff. And I don't mind having some of my stuff out here, but every time I go into town, I gotta pack it all up and drive back into town and get supplies. So, in any case, that's what I'll be doing soon. Next couple of days, driving back down, getting supplies, and I'm hoping to find a different spot. That's this mountain right here that I just showed you. It's since it's a ski resort, they also have cell signal here. And since I'm so close to it, I'm picking up on that cell signal right now. I got great coverage here. And the farther I drive down the road, deeper into the woods, farther away from that mountain, the worse my cell coverage is going to get, if I have any at all. So, I mean, I gotta find a spot that's kind of near the mountain just for cell coverage. I don't have to have internet, but let's be honest, you guys, if we can have a free camp spot with internet, we'd like to have that. I also need a spot that's got more sun than this. Like, this is a beautiful spot, don't get me wrong, but I need my van to be in the sunshine so I can charge up my batteries. I've been here for, enough that my batteries are dead. So they need a day or two to recover. So when I go back down, I'm going to come back up, find a different spot. Maybe my next live stream will be next to a lake. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be near a lake. But I'll be showing you a different spot, I'm sure. Trailheads are a circus now in Oregon. Yeah, that's true. That's because you're allowed to camp there. Because what if you park there, go up the trail, and you're camped somewhere up the trail, which you're allowed to do backcountry camping. You can camp anywhere in the forest here. You're allowed to leave your vehicle behind. So trailheads end up being just a spot for, van lifers to post up and not have to worry about getting chased out. It's federal land. The laws about it are pretty clear, so it's pretty hard for them to run you off. Because what if you are a hiker and you are going to go out? That's literally the use for it. And that particular trailhead is so close to Bend, and it's like some of the closest national forest land that you just end up with all of the folks out there. It's not exactly Slab City. It's probably safer, more chill, but it is still, as close to Slab City as Bend, Oregon is going to get. So I do see a lot of vans roaming around this area, where I'm at now. This is a view right here. Like, my van is there, and I wake up, come out here, have coffee. At night I'll watch the birds of prey come out and fish, scoop fish out the water, and wishing I had some bait, but hopefully, I'm seeing all these crickets jumping around, and I've been like, maybe I could just put a cricket on a hook, and I think I might try that later. So it's been annoying watching the birds pull fish out of the water, and I really do like fish, and it would be cool to catch dinner out here in the wild and feed myself. Maybe get one more day in the forest without having to run into town for supplies. Let's see. Let me catch up on comments real quick. I got a lot of comments to catch up on. Hang on, guys. Hash moist spell check. Okay. Spell check and talk to text are fairly useless. They are getting better, though. That technology is getting better. But everyone talks a little bit different. Do you live in Slab City? I stay in Slab City in the winter. Mark Russell. Yeah, I stay in Slab City in the winter. I take off in the summer because it's just too hot for me there. I don't really like extreme temperatures. Where I'm at right now actually gets like extreme temperature in the winter, and I prefer not to just stay here either. Even though it's beautiful, it's not for me. So I head south, and like a bird, man, fly south in the winter, and go to where the weather is a little bit better, and that tends to be Slabs, or at least that area, the Southwest, Quartzsite, Tucson, areas that I don't have to worry about leaving my dog because the weather's nice. Areas that I don't have to worry about climate control with AC or, a heater because the weather's nice. I just try to maintain like the weather. It's kind of chasing endless summer. Three Finger Jack Trail outside of Metolius. Next, Lost Lake. Yeah, Lost Lake. Um, yeah, Three Finger Jack, for those of you who don't know, is one of the mountains out here. There's Mount Bachelor right here, and you can't see it through the woods. Maybe I can. Not a great view. I'll try to show you guys, but this is a. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a mountain sneaking through the forest over there. You can see the snow right there. So that is the South Sister. I've climbed that mountain before. Um, and and then you got Mount Bachelor behind me, but there's another mountain called Three Fingered Jack, and it just looks like, it has three jagged, peaks on it. It's pretty cool. I'm new to your channel and just saw what happened with Spider. That's just awful. Yeah, dude, that was a pretty shitty situation, and I'm really happy that, I'm really happy it worked out the way it did. Like, I hate that it happened, but I'm glad that he's where he belongs. He's been sentenced, um, 12 years in prison, and he's where he's supposed to be. So I'm glad that it worked out. But yeah, welcome to the channel, dude. New to the channel. I don't know how many other people are in here new. I don't have a lot of viewers right now, 21 folks, but if you're new, speak up, say hi. Welcome to the channel. We got a really good crew here, Mark. Like, most of the folks, you're not gonna find like anybody that's super negative or insulting or anything. I just usually block them and move on. So the folks that are left over are pretty dope. Old news. Yeah, I mean, it's news is news. Some people it's not new to them, or it's not old to them. It's new to them. So yeah, no big deal. I'm late to the party as usual. Fashionably late, Carol. Good to see you. It's amazing out there. Thanks, Darren. Dude, I like it here. Hi, Mark. Welcome. It's a sad thing with Spider. We were trying not to chat about it anymore. It's your great channel. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, Spider is just a negative situation, and I know a lot of people are just new to the channel. No big deal, dude. No worries. There's if you're new to the channel, or maybe that's the video that brought you to my channel. I don't know if you caught the end of the video. A lot of people don't see the whole thing, which is fine. I do the same thing when I watch YouTube. But at the end, I was just like, yo, man, this isn't really what my channel's about. My channel's about, van life, traveling. I did feature a lot of slabs. That Spider situation really was just like, it was personal to me. And since I knew the guy, he was a friend of mine. I had defended him online. I had defended him in person, because we were friends. When all this came out, I just felt, it was really important that it was me that went out and found him and brought him down. I'm really glad it was me and it wasn't just some stranger, and I was able to give his victim some justice. It's really what it was about, the fact that that's really what it was about. So I don't mind if we talk about it sometimes. I really don't. Like, people are gonna be curious, people are gonna give me shout outs. It's no big deal, you guys. Um it's I don't know, it's just like, but it isn't what my channel's about. I appreciate the support though, man. I appreciate, you being here. Welcome to the channel. Well, everyone say hi, be nice. Something is different about you. You're feeling okay. Sorry for being so direct. Am I feeling okay? Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm out in the woods, man. This is where I wanted to be. I did have a scare with Zag though. I did have she did have to go to the ER there for a couple of days, which was very scary. But other than that, I'm doing good. Oh, I'm sure you mentioned how's Zag. Yeah, yeah. Well, I know I'm gonna have a lot of comments to catch up on, but I try to get everybody's comments. Zag's doing just fine. She's feeling much, much better. After the live stream's over, yeah, go check it out. She was running around climbing rocks. I think that she's just a little bit tuckered out now and wants to hang out. This is what she does most of the day anyways. She just chills. But she's doing good. Thanks for asking. And thanks for everyone's concern about her. Like I said, that was a big scare for me. She doesn't really get sick very much. Same here. It's been pretty brutal in Utah with the heat. That's too bad, man. Utah's really beautiful. Utah's really, really pretty. I love the mountains around Bend. So beautiful. I understood what you meant, Terry. No worries. Yeah, yeah. No chasing high 70s with heat waves. All western states hit 90s during long stretches this year. Continues to change van life. Have you checked out Taos, New Mexico at 7,500 feet? It's very rarely a day above 85. It's a little farther away than the West Coast, but where I'm at right now, it was 100 in Bend, and up here it was 85 during the day, and I'm like 20 miles outside of town. So I've always wanted to visit Slab City, meet everyone there. Everyone that lives there seems pretty chill. I'd say most of the people are pretty chill, dude. There are some shitheads that live there too, just like anywhere else. But most of the people are just trying to live life and be left alone because being poor is already hard enough. Finding a spot that you can be poor and do it for kind of free is even better. I just got the battery warning on my phone, 15%. So I'll try to catch up on comments and probably get another like 10 minutes out of me before I have to charge my phone again. This channel is a positive space. I enjoy it. Good. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I want to create a community of positivity, right? Like miles and miles of smiles. We're all out here doing this weird life thing I mean, no one really knows what life is, but here we are doing it best that we can. And we can make it harder on each other or we can make it better on each other. And if my little community here, the 20 of us in the chat right now, if it somehow brings entertainment to you or positivity, like I'm doing my job, and maybe you could spread that around to the people that you have around you. Because what are you doing here if not just trying to be a positive person? What are you doing? Like you just can't be angry all the time. Some people pull it off though. It just seems really fucking exhausting. Um, like consider that today though. How have you smiled? Have you smiled at someone today? Maybe that's all they need. It's just so simple. It'll make you feel better, make them feel better. It's a win-win. Dude, I hear a buzz, and with that bee earlier, I feel like there's a bee. But I bet you it's just a giant. I've seen so many big ass horseflies out here. I figure the mosquitoes are coming because when it starts getting darker, the mosquitoes come out. Zag, not okay to scare your dad. We all still love you, Zag. Yeah, that was scary. It's not okay. You installed the awning. Yeah, dude. Are you the one that sent this? Because, yeah, I've had this up. Actually, I've had this up for a little bit. I got to use it down in LA for a little bit because I got a driveway to park in. I got to put it up. I got to put it up. I mounted it in slabs and it's working great, dude. I love this thing. This thing is, if you were the one that sent it to me, I'm very, very grateful. I was trying to remember who that was because this awning is sweet. It really is simple. It's, not extravagant. It does exactly. It's functioning. It's practical. Keeps the sun from blasting in here. I don't know. I gotta put it up when it rains, but yeah, the awning's awesome. Alaska is beautiful. I've only visited Juneau, or not Juneau, Anchorage. I visited there once with the military, to do a conference for recruiting, but I've never been back. I would love to do Van Life Alaska series or something. I just that takes so much money, and I'm on such a limited income. If somebody wanted to sponsor me to take the ferry from Seattle with my van up to Alaska, I'd be all about it. I would definitely do it, but it gets kind of expensive to take the ferry. I don't want to do the drive. That's too much maintenance, miles, and gas on my van. But the ferry, I would be able to do that. But I would need a round trip, right? Like I need to be able to come back because I don't want to be stuck up there in the winter. I would want to do a summer series or something. Maybe that's something that'll happen in the future. It's still a small channel. We're still growing, but Alaska would be really cool. But right now, I'm just gonna focus on Bend because like there's so much beautiful stuff here. I'm gonna spend the next couple of weeks doing a lot of filming. There's a lot I want to show you guys in Central Oregon. Like this is where I grew up. This is my stomping grounds. So I expect that I'm gonna make you guys a good video about this area. I'm pretty excited about it. I've already been doing some filming, so yeah, Alaska and Oregon are my favorite states. I'd say Utah's one of my favorite states if their laws were a little better. Their weed laws, I don't really care for that much. But hope to catch you on the next live stream. Take care, Mark. Have a good one. If you're not already gone, I know I'm behind on comments. Yes, I want to buy land near Taos. Find it's doable. I live mostly in the Kenai Peninsula. That's cool. Now Anchorage. Your chat is a chill space. Oh, you're going to Oregon in September, Jeannie. That's cool. Horsefly bites are the worst. Dude, some of them are really big, dude. They'll take a chunk out of you. Where are you going in Oregon, Jeannie? My buddy plays in a band in Anchorage B, 5 years or more. I'm just trying to run through these comments and catch up because I'm pretty far behind. I'm sorry, guys. Terry, I'd rather do the Alaska trip. Made it to Homer, and it was so cool. Homer would be a pretty cool spot to visit. That's pretty far out there, isn't it? I have to look it up. As a drummer, plays local lives there named Rick. Yeah, Terry, you're excited to see my stuff the next couple weeks. It'll be a couple weeks of filming. And then I gotta go through the editing process. I don't know how quickly I'll get this video out. I will try to do the editing. But it's gonna be quite a bit of footage to edit. There's a lot of places I want to visit. I've got a friend that might be helping me do some filming too, so that'll make for some even better films. Still here until your stream ends. Cool, dude. Dope. I'm actually about done because, like I said, I got 13%. I could probably hang on the next, 5-10 minutes. Have you been to the Redwoods? I'm pretty sure you have. Yeah, I have been to the Redwoods. I was just actually earlier mentioning a town called Selma. Selma, Oregon is right next to the Redwoods. The Redwoods split it on the coast of Oregon, in between California and Oregon. And it's right on the coast. And my ex-wife was from there. My daughter was born not too far away. Yeah, the Redwoods are pretty cool. It would be really neat on my way out of here to swing over through the Redwoods. I've got some friends in that area that I wouldn't mind visiting, and they're just right outside of the Redwoods. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yes, but it's so worth it. They got famous little bar called Salty Dog. I think in Ocean View. Haven't been there. Am I in Lakeview? No, I'm in Bend in Central Oregon. Those trees make us look like ants. Yo. Yep. I am finally in the woods, you guys. Finally. I've spent the last 2.5 years in the desert. From the Southwest to New Mexico. Even though I was in higher elevation, I was still in the desert. And I showed you guys a lot of that area, Nomad's Nest. And there is pine forest nearby, but it's still, I lived in the desert. This is the most woods I've spent for a couple of years. And so being back here is just really nice to be hearing the birds, even the bugs crawling on me and the bees chasing me away from my chair. That's okay. It's really nice being back home, seeing some friends and family. And I get to show you guys my hometown where I grew up. And I get to show you guys stuff like this. Lakes Highway, the Cascade Lakes Highway. Oh yeah, the Redwoods make us look like ants. Learning about the apps. I know, not savvy, but I am really. Hey, if you're learning about them, you're savvy enough to learn about them. YouTube's got tons of information for whatever apps you want to use. If you're talking about the donation apps like PayPal, Venmo, Cashapp, yeah, go check out YouTube. They've got tutorials on how to use that, send money. You'll need my information, my links, and they're all in the description of this video. They're also the first, second, or third comment on the this chat, but they're also in the description of my channel and this video, and pretty much in all my videos. I also have a merch shop where I sell, a bunch of merchandise with my new logo on it. I would like to spend more time making some other. Wow, that was weird. First glitch I've had. Anyways, I'm not a graphic designer, so making new logos on the merch shop is a bit difficult for me. It's a learning curve, but go check that out if you want to. The link for that is also in the description. I'm pretty sure you might have to, let me see if I can throw it in, actually. I don't know how to throw a comment in my own chat. Can you believe that? Not while I'm live streaming. So that's okay. Yeah, you'll need my links though. They're all right there. If you feel like you can afford to donate, if you got 5 on it, that would help me out. Got a couple of good donations today, so I'm super grateful for you guys. And until next time, miles to smiles.